We're gonna say hi right there. Then we're gonna say,
Are y'all ready? It's time. Woo! We are live at Midland College, where tonight we are in for a really big show, a really big treat. We're going to have our story lab for the month of February, which is going to feature a wonderful master storyteller from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And so we are excited that you get to join us. We're going to try. Now, none of my technological skills are sometimes a little bit to be desired, but we are going to try to go live tonight. And some of you may have your smartphones in the room. Are we on, Lori? Are we ready for the chances?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yes. So what we're gonna do tonight is go live from Midland College, and we'll actually get to put that on our storytelling Facebook page. It will be on my YouTube page and also my Facebook page. Because we want everybody to know about storytelling and get an opportunity to enjoy some of the great things that we have right here in Midland, America. But before I go a lot further, I want you to please like and share this, like and share the broadcast so that it can go further and more people can know about and be able to tune in. We have a multitude of wonderful things happening in the Midland community all the time, and we are grateful for our sponsors, for FNH Foundation, for the Ray Charitable Trust, for Friends of Libraries and Literacy, for the Paul and Katie Morrow Foundation, West Texas National Bank, and all of our individual donors who make these events available to everybody who wants to come. Because listen, it's the best family-friendly entertainment in the city, in the community, and it's free of charge. So we invite you to come. You still have time to make it. We're almost going to kick off for our storyteller to begin with us promptly at 6:30. But I came on just a little early so I could give y'all the announcements. How about that? I want you to remember that on tomorrow, I will be at the Southeast Community Center. and for senior center rather. And we will have our sing-along. It begins at 10 o'clock a.m. But for those of you who are not able to be with us, we want you to join us virtually. So all you have to do is go and click on Mama Sue Roseberry on Facebook. And I go live around 10:30-ish with the senior center program. And for those of you that are in West Texas, you can join us and come down to the center at 1803 Indiana. And you just come check it out and see if you like it. Come sing with us. I'll be playing the piano really early and we'll have a good time. And then the other thing that I want to make you aware of is that we are on live WJIL.today, Roku, and Fire Stick TV. Moments with Mama Sue is seen there 3 times a week. And we want to thank Pastor Patty Harris for providing that platform for us to be able to be live in places where maybe I will never go, but they get to look on their radio and Roku, Fire Stick TV and see Moments with Mama Sue. And I am so grateful for that. Also want to remind you that at the end of this month, I will be having my 70th birthday, and I am so excited. I didn't know what 70 was going to be. I don't think that I ever really thought about being 70. I thought about being 21. I thought about being 40, but I don't think I ever gave a lot of thought to being 70. But thanks be to God, I made it to being 70, and I am so excited. I'm doing a one-woman original play called The Old Gray Mare, and it will be at the Midland Community Theater, and we invite you to come. You can get tickets on sale now via my website at SueRoseberry.com. SueRoseberry.com. Just go there. There's a drop down on the landing page and it'll walk you through the process of acquiring tickets. And we want you to come and be a part of that. There are 3 performances on February 26th and 27th at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, February the 28th, which is actually my birthday, kind of, sort of. Because my real birthday is leap year.
Oh.
So, but in order for me to have a birthday every year, my mama put the 28th on my birth certificate so I can celebrate every year. So that's the day I'm going to celebrate this year. And then in leap years, I celebrate twice. Why not? If you get to make it to 70, you can kind of do what you want to do. All right, so I'm excited about that. So tonight, we're getting ready to enjoy some wonderful storytelling. As I said, you still have a chance to make it. Get here. I'm trying to look and see how we're doing for time. We have just a few more minutes before we're going to introduce our wonderful teller. But we want you to stay tuned. We want you to just hang right here with us on Moments with Mama Sue, and we'll be back with you right after this. Okay, I'm on approach. I'm going out.
beyond entertainment. It's an experience. Book Mama Sue Roseberry today.
Worthy.
Woo! I like to holler like that sometimes just to make people know I'm still alive. The old gray mare may not be what she used to be, but trust me, what she is now is quite something to behold. February 26th through the 28th at Midland Community Theater. Tickets are available now at SueRoseberry.com. Did y'all hear that? Just going on and on about how the old gray mare ain't what she used to be. Make sure that you're not the one saying, the old gray mare, I missed it. I'll be looking forward to seeing you. Let's go down here and find some music to play that's doing there. We got like 3 minutes.
Yeah, how do I just? This.
Get through with the music. Come on. Just like that. Just left. And then when I'm
Well, thank you. Me too.
It's 30. It's 30.
And if you're glad that you are here, make some noise. Oh boy, y'all made my whole day. I am so excited. I've been happy all day in anticipation. But we're delighted to be here, and I am glad to be the executive director for the Midland Storytelling Festival. How many of you have ever been to the Storytelling Festival? Oh, yes. I've seen a few storytelling versions in the audience, but we're going to enjoy the very best of storytelling tonight. And we want you to enjoy it on your table. There is paper, pads of paper and pencil. As you're hearing this story, anything that sticks out to you that's exciting, that you may want to ask a question about or share a comment about when we get to the discussion portion, then we want you to write that down. And if you're like me, three slow and 10, I'll forget, so I have to write it down. But we're glad that you are here to enjoy this moment with us. There are some members of our storytelling board who are in the audience tonight. If you're on our board, would you just kind of wave your hand so everybody can see our festival board members? Thank you so much for making this possible for us in our community. We thank all of our sponsors who make this available to us free of charge. And I named them earlier, but I will say it again because I'm so grateful. We thank the S&H Foundation, West Texas National Bank, Ray Charitable Trust, Friends of Libraries and Literacy, the Paul and Katie Morrow Foundation, Abel Hanger Foundation, and then all of our individual contributors who help make storytelling a reality in Midland, Texas. Since we offer this free, we often bring along a little something that I love. It's called a donation jar, and it's back there on the table at the back. And if you want to contribute something to storytelling, we'd love to have you do that. I want to acknowledge Midland College for this collaboration. The interim librarian is in the room, Mary Minutes. She's so shy, she won't make a lot of noise. But thank you, Mary, for helping to make this a reality. And we're so excited that Midland College partners with us to bring storytelling to our community 3 times a year. I'm going to say all of these announcements so they'll be out of the way. On your program. On the back, you will see notices about upcoming events that involve the Storytelling Festival. So we want you to plan now to join us for our next Story Lab, which is going to be on March the 17th on St. Patrick's Day. And we want to invite you to come out for that and wear your green, come out and let's enjoy storytelling. We actually have an Irish master storyteller, and her name is Sue O'Halloran. She's coming from Florida, and she will be here for St. Patty's Day to share stories with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Now, without further ado, it is my privilege to be able to present to you our master storyteller, Paul Diaz. He is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He learned the art form of Black storytelling as a child growing up in Gary, Indiana, from his father and his uncles. Whenever they would gather, they would tell stories about growing up in the South and moving up north, being a part of the Great Migration. By listening intently, he became the child in the family who remembered everything. As he got older, he would retain family stories, and he began crafting stories from his own experience. We are so delighted he serves as the resident storyteller for the African Galleries of the Penn Museum, and he's also recently been named as Director of Oral History Projects at the Independent Seaport Museum. Would you give a warm West Texas welcome to Paul Diaz?
Thank you, Mama Sue. I had so much fun in Midland, Texas. Thank you all for being so hospitable, the love, the questions, the curiosity, and the effort. Thank y'all for coming out. All right, so tonight I have 3 stories. One is a story about my dad. It's mixed with some other things. You know, I love my dad. And the other is a folk tale. And we got some time, a few micro stories. Okay, so this first story is about my dad and his tools. So I know you're eating. If you are able to, there's some audience participation. When I say nuts, bolts, and screws, you say top quality tools. Nuts, bolts, and screws.
Top quality tools.
All right. My dad was Calvin Thomas Best from Goldsboro, North Carolina. That man was my best friend. He grew up in North Carolina, but when he moved in high school to Gary, Indiana, when all of his relatives were moving up north for the steel mill jobs. And my dad had the mind of an engineer. All around the house, in his bedroom, in the basement, in the truck, in the garage, there were Post-it notes and sketch pads, and he worked for the post office, so he had the government pads and the government pens. My dad would have something sketched out on those papers. And if you saw it on the kitchen table, anywhere in the house, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, whatever was on that paper was either going to be sitting in the yard or on the back of the truck. So when I got older and understand how my dad worked and connected and doing, I'm like, Dad, you should have been an engineer, right? We from Indiana, Purdue. We could have been a hustler. We could have been making all this good money. My dad was a mechanic. He said they didn't give those type of jobs to black boys. They sent you to vocational school back in the day. And so he became a mechanic, and my dad was a master mechanic. He loved his tools. He said, respect your tools and always put them in the right place. Now, he worked at the post office. He was over the vehicle maintenance unit in Northwest Indiana. And in 1986, the post office released a new set of trucks called the Grooming LLV. You got a post office person in here? Yes. Now, those Grooming LLVs, the LLV stands for Long Life Vehicle. It in the 80s, that's a historical fact, in the 80s, mail was being used more than ever before in America. And they needed trucks that could handle the weight of all that mail and the weather. So they designed these new trucks, and there were only 5 mechanics in the country that could fix those trucks. And my daddy was one of them. So they sent him to Norman, Oklahoma, which was the headquarters of the post office training facility, huge, looked like a campus, college campus. And he went down there and he trained every mechanic in the country how to fix those LLV trucks. My daddy was cool. Now, outside of the post office, on a Saturday morning, there's 1 or 4 things, or maybe all 4 of those things that my dad could be found doing. Going to the flea market, doing some yard work, working on a car, or working in the yard. So one Saturday, he took me to the flea market. I love going to the flea market. We get to the flea market, we going up and down the aisles. You seeing, these was back when flea markets were real. They were just selling socks and laundry soap. These were real flea markets. You get jumped, you gotta go through and look at stuff and negotiate these prices and start haggling. So my dad gets to this table, and this man has this table. I see the bag. I see those nuts, bolts, and screws, and high-quality tools. My dad got his eye on one tool. He goes to the table, he looks at this tool, and he asks the man how much it was. The man gives him a price, and then my dad gives him a price, and they trying to go back and forth on this price. I'm just listening. And me, I just jumped in. I said, well, Daddy, he only asking for $3 more. That's not a lot. He said, well, will you shut up? So my dad looked at that man, and he gave him that $3 and took that tool home. Now, again, my dad said, respect your tools, always put them in the right place. So one Saturday, he's working on somebody's car from the church. And he wakes me up and says, get up, come on, come to the garage, I'm working on a car. So I go to the garage, and I sit there, and he starts working, and I love looking at my dad's garage. It was his own museum. I saw the hunting skins, the deer antlers, the hunting rifles. I saw them coffee cans. I saw them blue Danish cookie tins that never had cookies in them. And inside those tins was nuts, bolts, and screws. And so I look at these, and I start to wonder, like, normally when he tells me to come, he want me to help him do something. And he didn't ask me to do anything. I said, well, what are we? Just sit here, you might learn something. So I sit there, and he's working on his car, and I'm here doing some turning, I hear the tool drop, ding, and then it drills. Doing it again. Turn the tool, drop the tool, ding, drill or something. Zip, zip, zip. And I see him, and he's rolling up and down that mechanic skateboard, up and down the car. And maybe 15 minutes later, he gets up and washes his hand with that bottle of soap and everything. I'm done. I was like, you done? And see, a few weeks before, I got mad at my dad. Because I normally got $5 for allowance. And a few weeks before, he gave me $2. You know, I ain't gonna question it, but I'm gonna question it. So I said, hey, what happened to the 5? Where's the other 3? Oh, you gave your $3 to the man at the flea market. That was yours now when you bought the tool. So I said, well, some type of way about this. So he finishes the job, and I was like, that was quick. And I said, how did you do it so fast? And he picked up the tool from the flea market. He said, I got this. And I'm like, ain't that, yeah, that's the tool he helped me buy. He knew he needed that tool because he knew the lady at the church needed to work on the car. When he saw it at the flea market, he got it because he knew it was coming. He said, I was able to do this a lot faster and a lot easier because I had the right tool. He said, this tool is designed for one thing on a car and one thing only. And I only had it because I had put it in the right place and I knew where it was when I needed it. So time goes on, Daddy retires from the post office, 38 years. And he ends up getting diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. And he got it from Agent Orange in Vietnam. Side note, if you know anybody who went to Vietnam, that means that they're compensating for that. So, once he got the diagnosis, he said, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I also know how this can go. I'm not gonna play around with y'all. He started doing his whole bucket list and his honey-do list. He did this for the house, and did this. He did everything that he felt my mom would need to done in the house for the next 10 years. Then he started, this man wrote his own obituary in first person. He emceed his own funeral. He had to record video clips of him.
Oh, wow.
And it's something about timing, because when he passed, it was during COVID. And so the video clips actually really helped. But it was funny when he started calling folks out who was actually in the audience. So Daddy was like, this is a journey. He's like, Paul, I want to get all this stuff done. And I'm just like, dude, this kid feel kind of weird doing no picture. He's like, I want to get it done so I can live my life. I can get all this done and I got to work. So we did it. And then about a year before he passed, he called me and my brothers to the garage. I'm the youngest of 7, 6 boys on the roof. And he called us all to the garage. And he had tool bags lined up. And he started pointing to all my brothers. You get this. Oh yeah, you work on gutters, you don't need this. Yeah, you at the steel mill, you don't need this. And everybody was doing this and doing that. And he also made oil barrel barbecue pits. So we had to choose which barbecue pit we wanted.
Oh.
And so I'm just standing there, you know, I'm the inside kid. I love working in the yard. Because I learned working in the yard as a teenager, your parents don't bother you when you're working in the yard. That's just the weather, I don't know. So you in the yard, your parents don't get on the nervous. So I'm like, well, I don't need a lawnmower or anything. So I was like, well, Dad, I don't need any tools. He said, you're my son. You're going to need some tools. And he started pointing and telling me, get this, get that, get this, get that. When he finished, everybody had all the tools that they were supposed to have for my dad. And there was some nuts, bolts, and screws, and
Top quality tools.
and my dad didn't play about them tools. People thought, his name was Calvin, they called him Cap. They always thought, oh, I can get Cap some tools for his birthday. He's like, I don't want all that cheap stuff. He called them Flintstones. I don't need no Flintstones. So I knew my dad he didn't pass down any Flintstones to his sons. And as he walked out that garage, and my brothers, it seemed like we almost walked in order of birth. We walked out that garage and I was the last one. And as my brothers were walking out with their tools, I took my toolbox and I left it in the garage. Because in my head, I take that toolbox, my head gonna be there. I'm gonna leave this box because I don't need it. I'm only gonna come for this box after my day is gone. 3 years later, my dad passed away. And I picked up those tools and I bought my first property. I bought a building, storefront, 3 apartments above. And you know, they say it takes a long time to settle into a house. And boy, does it take a long time to settle into a house. And in Philadelphia, there's these trees. The proper term of the trees is called the empress trees. They have really big, broad leaves. I think they're originally from Japan. So it's really called them trash trees. Because they don't like have a tree that does this. This tree can grow anywhere. Let it seed in a crack of the sidewalk. the tree don't grow. I've seen the tree grow off the side of a brick building, and those little trash trees will grow super fast, and if you're not careful, it's gonna start breaking up the cement, the roots gonna start going up, so you gotta keep the trees down so the roots are destroyed. The trees was going in my back house, back in my building. It was Memorial Day. I thought I was gonna be chilling. I got up, and next thing I know, I was pulling out my baby too. I put on my work boots. I put on that quartet music like my dad used to put on, the Five Line Boys of Alabama, Mighty Clouds of Joy, Dixie Hummingbird, Sensational Nightingale. Oh, I know. I'm playing that music. I got my thermos full of ice water, and I'm in the back cutting those trees with the tools my dad gave me. And I plan on being there outside all day. And I got it all done in a couple hours. Because my daddy gave me the right tools. Now my dad, he passed in 2020. And when my dad left, and some of y'all can relate, I left with him. There's a part of me that's never coming back. There's a side of me that no one can bring out, only my dad. And that grief journey has been up and down, up and down. But I've made it because my daddy left me some other tools. He gave me some stories. He gave me some wisdom. He gave me some memories. And a process that should have been hard and painful and traumatic has been steady and full of gratitude. Because my daddy gave me the right tools. And I always put them in the right place. Don't you worry. There's no Flintstones over here. All right, so we'll keep going. We discussing the keep going. All right, okay, so we're gonna tell some of my dad's jokes right now. So everybody heard some of these. Some people that saw me over the weekend. This one is called The Ways of Folk. It's actually a story from Somalia. There was an old man, his young grandson, and an old gray donkey. And they decided they were going to go walk out into town. So they grabbed the donkey and they walked side by side into town. Now when I say, y'all say, ain't that a shame?
Ain't that a shame?
So they was walking, they had the donkey behind them, walking side by side, and they get going through the town, and somebody looks at them, and
Ain't that a shame?
why are they walking when they got that donkey? They need the same as these, what they thinking? So the old man hears this, and he said, okay, well, grandson, you get on the donkey, and I'm gonna pull. We're gonna go further to the town. So the young grandson gets on the donkey, and the old man starts pulling the donkey. And they walk through the town a little bit more, and another group of folks start looking, and they say,
Ain't that a
When
shame?
you look at that, that young boy got that old man pulling that donkey. He know he got more strength. They don't respect their elders nowadays. So the grandson hears it this time, and he says, Grandpa, how about I get off, and this time you get on the donkey? So he said, okay, all right, let's do that. So Grandpa gets on the donkey, and the young boy starts pulling through. They go a little bit further, and some more people start to look, and they say,
Ain't that a shame?
Look at that. That grown man got that little boy pulling that donkey in the dry sound in the heat. Who thought it is like me? They both heard these folks talking. So the grandson tells Grandpa, get off the donkey. So he gets off the donkey, and the grandson and the old man put the donkey on their back. So they up here heaving all over the town, carrying this donkey through the heat on their back. And then the old lady comes out on my porch. She said,
Ain't that a shame?
No, the donkey said, shut up! go. All right, so now I have a folktale. This folktale is about Sister Ant. Sister Ant was a good, hard-working ant. Young, not too old, not too young, middle-aged, still a little wet behind the ears, but she loved her family, she loved working in the community. But after a while, Sister Ant got tired. She said, I want to see the world. I want to see something different. So she decided that one day she was just going to go out and see the world. How she was going to go, she didn't know. So she goes outside the ant hill and she stands, smells that beautiful air, and then she starts to hear that slow motion. And she looks up, and lo and behold, it's Mother Turtle. When Mother Turtle's walking by nice, Mother Turtle saunters through the forest. You can't rush Mother Turtle. And Sister Ant gets to thinking, Sister Ant, I'm Sister Ant. If I could get on Sister Turtle, she could take me where I need to go. Oh, Sister Turtle, how you doing? Oh, your shell is so beautiful. I see the sun reflecting off your beautiful shell and your beautiful colored speckled skin. How you doing, sister? I was thinking, you think I could go ahead and hitch a ride with you? I don't care where you're going. I'm trying to see the world. Just get me out of here. She said, come on up. So Sister Ant crawls on up on Sister Turtle's shell and she starts to saunter through the forest. And she sees the beautiful tall grass. Sister Ant had never seen the grass from this perspective. She saw the long, tall trees, the bark, the ingrained, the details of the bark. She said, ooh, this is so good, it's so nice. Sister Turtle, is this what you see all the time? Welcome to my world, sister. So Sister Ant is riding along, and Sister Turtle is sauntering on some wood out into the savannah. And Sister Turtle, she stops. She draws up. Sister Ant starts to look around. And she begins to scratch in the grass. And the sounds getting closer and closer. And she looks and she sees this tail jumping in the grass. And everybody knew that white-tipped tail was Brother Fox. And Sister Ant sees that tail jumping and getting closer and closer. So the turtle was down, she draws up, but it's like she don't play with Fox. And she thinks that's Brother Fox now. So the turtle, Brother Fox, and Brother Fox's tail. Brother Fox! Brother Fox! Hey, look down, Brother Fox! How you doing, Sister Turtle? How you doing, Sister Ant? How you doing? Oh, we doing all right. I'm on a trip. I'm going to see the world. I was thinking, you think I could get a ride with you? I don't care where you going. Just let me ride. I'm trying to see what you see, baby. Come on up. So Sister Turtle opens back up. Sister Ant comes off the shell and crawls onto the back of Brother Fox and climbs a little higher on the tip of his tail. And Brother Fox starts leaping through the savannah and the grass. And she's trying to hold on. She didn't know what she got herself into. Woo! Woo! Okay, Brother Fox. Okay, I got it. Woo, this is nice. Ooh, she see the full sun. She see the leaves on the trees. She see the grains of the grass. And she hopping. This is what you see all the time. Oh, yes, Sister Ant. Welcome to my world. She riding, and she feels so good. The wind, she ain't never felt the wind like this. When she moving fast. Woo! Yeah, I could get this was a top. Then Brother Fox stops. And he bends down. Sister Ann doesn't know what's going on. And then she hears it. She sees Brother Fox lift his hand up. She sees these drops of water come off his face onto the ground. And she looks down and sees a big blue pond. She said, "Oh, is this water? Is this water? Yes, this is water. Oh, I ain't seen water this close. You know, we don't let the water get in our house too much." Ooh. She saw the sun's reflection on the water. And for her, that was a map. Because in that reflection, she saw the mountains. And she thought, how can I see the rest of the world? And his brother Fox was drinking more water, and she sees the drops coming off his face. She sees a shadow hovering over her from Fox. She looks up and sees the shadow flying across the silhouette of the mountains, landing on a tree. She recognized that form. It was Wise Mother Owl. And Sister Ann started thinking again, and she said, "Now, if I could get a ride with Sister Owl, I could go anywhere. I could get to those mountains and roll over to the other side. Sister Mother Owl, how you doing? Oh, Mother Owl, you looking good. You're still flapping. Now, you think I can get a ride? I'm trying to see the world. I just want to ride on the wings, so I can see the world. You think I can do that?" Mother Owl said, "Sister Ann, you cannot ride on my wings." She said, "But I will guide you as you walk home." So Sister Ann, crestfallen, sad, she gets off of the Fox. She starts to walk home. Now this was a long walk, considering where she had been. And she starts to walk home, and after a while, she looks up and sees Mother Owl going from tree to tree, watching over her, making sure she's all right. Imagine how wise Mother Owl was to see Sister Ann as she navigated back home. And as Sister Ann got back to her home, and she stood looking around, Mother Owl said, "Sister Ann, look around. Tell me what you see." And she saw the grasshoppers and the crickets and the ladybugs. She saw a community. And Mother Owl said, "You see a community where you do your best work." She stood on an anthill and she saw her family going in and out the anthill. They were happy to say, "Yeah, where you been? Hey, where you been, girl?" She saw her family. Sister Owl said, "You see your family, the people who love you the most." And then she went inside the house. And Sister Owl said, "What do you see inside this anthill?" And she saw all the different spaces of her home with her family, all the memories that came to life when she saw what happened in this room. And this is where I learned this, and this is where I heard this, and this is where I heard this. And Sister Owl said, "You see your home where you grow and evolve. She said, my dear Sister Aunt, you see your community, you see your family, and you see your home. My precious Sister Aunt, what more of the world do you need to see? Yeah. All right, you want another story?
Sure.
All right, y'all doing yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, the spirit of family. I'm going to tell you the story about my Uncle Roy. Now, my Uncle Roy was one of the elders in my family that came up, migrated. He's actually from Jamaica. My Aunt Celie, my grandmother's sister, they were from Arkansas, and so they moved up north to Chicago, and that's where Aunt Celie met Uncle Roy. Uncle Roy was Jamaican. He was a man of few words, who just kind of had that, when he said something, it landed in you, it was funny. But Uncle Roy was known for when he said something, it kind of had some shock value to it. You know how some older people, they get to that point where they say whatever they want, they don't care who's impacted by it. Uncle Roy was like that all the time. He didn't have to wait to get old. But by the time I was born, he was a champion. That's all I knew from him. So it got to a point with Uncle Roy that, him and I see we were always together, and so she kind of had to watch out what he gonna say. What Roy gonna say this time? Who we gonna offend? So they lived on the south side of Chicago in the Beverly area. And there was a neighbor a few doors down the street from them named Miss Mosine Ford. Now Miss Mosine, news had got out that she had her first grandbaby. But the word had got out that this grandbaby was born with no ears. So all this buzzing was going on in the neighborhood, and nobody went to see Miss Mosine and her grandbaby because they were scared to find out whether it was true. So my Aunt Celie, she was an evangelist, and so she was always had the heart of the people and ministering. And so she just thought, somebody got to go see Mosine before she started feeling a little sad about this. Nobody wants to celebrate her birthday. So she decided her and Uncle Roy gonna go. So as they walking down the street, and I see we had to do kind of how parents do with kids. She did this one on Roy. Now, Roy, when we get into this house, don't you say nothing ugly about that baby having no ears. Uncle Roy get his eyes on me. Oh, shit, so they get in that house, and Miss Mosine opens the door. I'm so happy. Oh, see, my God. These people from this house, so they're going to have a slice of pie, have some tea, going to have something for the company. So they come in, they sit, Auntie Celie and Miss Mosine sit on the couch, and Uncle Roy on that recliner. And sure enough, there was that baby, sitting on the floor on the blanket, with no ears. And Auntie Celie's holding her breath, wondering what Uncle Roy would do. And Uncle Roy was looking. So Aunt Celie, Miss Mosine get the chat, and they talking it up, and Miss Mosine looking at Roy, and Roy said, "Hey, Mosine, you sure everybody not a grandbaby now." "Oh, thank you, Roy, thank you. Can that baby talk good?" The baby's about 6 months years old, and she said, "Well, he's 6 months old, he started to but I'm sure for his time. He talking this time." Oh, that's wonderful. So Miss Mosine and I said we started talking again, and Uncle Roy is looking at me. Mosine, that baby walk good. Well, Roy, he grown it, but I think when it's time, he's gonna be just fine. Oh, good, that's wonderful. Miss Mosine and I said talking again. Uncle Roy looking hard at that baby. "Mosine, can that baby see good?" "Well, Roy, And I see her, she jumps in. Why are you asking all these questions? Well, I was talking about 2020 vision. I should have said, well, why that? Because he's okay with no eyeglasses.
Oh no.
So she looked at Uncle Wood. And she said, boy, why are you talking all this foolishness? You told me don't say nothing ugly about that baby having no ears. And I didn't say nothing ugly about the baby having no ears. And that's true. Okay, let me sit here. 5 minutes. Can I talk to you in 5 minutes? Okay, that's the president of my West Texas fan club right there. All right, so this is the story about the knee-high man named Isaac. Now, knee-high man was upset all the time, felt a little insecure about it. He said, I want to get sizable. So I can move. So we decided to go to Brother Horse. We said, I got the way Brother Horse is doing. I get size. Let me go see what he do. So he looked at me, I mean, went to the horse. He said, Brother Horse, now, how can I get sizable like you? Oh, let's eat eggs, eat a lot of corn, and you start running around the circles. And after a while, you're going to be sizable like me. So the knee-high man, they all corn. Stomach started hurting. He started running in circles and running in circles. His legs started hurting. And he went home and looked in the mirror. He still didn't get sizable. And he said, now why not get sizable? I did what he said. So he said, I'm going to ask Brother Bull. Now, Brother Bull, I know he can walk. So knee-high man went to Brother Bull. He said, Brother Bull, how do I get sizable like you? I'm trying to walk. He said, oh, you just go, eat a whole lot of grass. So the knee-high man started eating grass, and a lot of grass, and his stomach started hurting. And he bellowed, and his neck started hurting. And he went home and looked at the man, and he still wasn't sizable. And then he listened, and he heard the old owl in the trees preaching. Talking about my bad folk, I'm always had a bad luck. She said, I'm going to go to Brother Eye. Brother Eye, I'm trying to get sizable. How can I do that? You the wise one. And Al said, what you want to get sizable for? I'm trying to walk, man, I'm trying to walk. Well, is anybody trying to fight you? He said, no. Then what you need to be sizable for? Well, I want to be able to see off, so I can see where I'm going. Said, well, you the knee-high man, can't you just walk climb the top of the tree, look off? Can't you do that when you need to? Yeah, I guess I can. Well, knee-high man, you may not be too sizable in your body, but you definitely ain't sizable in your brain. And the message of the story is, know who you are. Find out who you are. And love what you find. Because what's good for the goose ain't always good for the gander. Thank you.
All right. We're going to have some facilitated discussion. I'm so glad that you all are here to be a part of this. And so if you want more food or anything that's back there, help yourself. I'm going to ask Paul to come and we'll get a little bit closer. And I see some young legs in the room. Theo can be my young legs over here. If you have questions or any comments about the stories that we heard. This is gonna be the time that we're gonna talk about that. So I want to begin by first saying, the first story that he told, take my notes, because I want to make sure I don't forget it. All right, the first story that he told, did anybody kind of start feeling that something well up